So the team are just about to do some planting here, and the human inputs are important because the planters will choose which are good quality grafts or which are slightly less good quality grafts and plant them accordingly. So for example, for a hairline, they may put a weak one at the front and a stronger one further behind so that there's a transition zone. So they're judging where to put these grafts. So human input's important. We have a graft coordinator so the planters don't have to stop and go and look for new grafts all the time. So the graft coordinator will pass the grafts to the planters. She's keeping an eye on how fast each of the planters is planting. She doesn't want to pass too big a bunch of grafts to the planters, otherwise the grafts would dry out. And she just is keeping an eye on how fast each of the planters is planting, and thus that will dictate how many grafts that she'll pass to the planters. She'll also know which type of grafts are being planted, so whether somebody's doing 1s and 2s or somebody's doing 2s and 3s, so she can pass the appropriate grafts to the planters. It's all about getting the small details right for the overall big picture. It's a subtle thing, and people, if they see a bad transplant, they just know there's something not right. It's impossible for them to articulate what it is, but they just know it's just not quite right. So it's about trying to avoid those type of pitfalls so that it all looks nice and natural. We'll want to peter the density out and have slightly weaker grafts at the back, so there's a natural transition, as if the back were thinning, even though we know it's not thinning. They're of course making it look ridiculously easy because they're so experienced at this, but it takes many months of doing it all the time before one's competent. So to do it in as small a number of moves as possible to minimize any trauma to the grafts is really important. And roughly it's about a graft every 6 seconds or so, for the experienced planters. So you'll notice that there's virtually 2 or 3 maneuvers here, and there's no fiddling about or drying of the graft or traumatizing of the graft. It's a very smoothly executed procedure. If we can minimize the out-of-body time of the grafts, that really optimizes the chances of those grafts surviving. So we've a regimen of harvesting the grafts, planting the grafts, and going backwards and forwards in that fashion, and that really minimises the out-of-body time and optimises graft growth. So we'll certainly be expecting to see good graft growth between 3 and 4 months, and it will improve thereafter, but we'd expect to see good graft growth by about 4 months post-operatively.